Hey everybody, Corey back again with another review. This time I'm taking a look at SkateBIRD. SkateBIRD is a brand new game to the Xbox platform, coming out September 16th on GamePass Day 1 if you are watching this promptly. Now SkateBIRD is pretty obvious. This is a game about being a bird and going on a skating adventure. You will take your bird that you customize, including hats and glasses and tops and skateboard colors and wheels and all of that fancy stuff, and going on a mission. These missions that are given to you by other birds take place across 5 different levels, and they encompass all different kinds of things, from gathering certain collectibles, getting a high enough score, or just going to points of interest on that particular map. Now, one of the things that I really like about the game is the missions that require you to do something to the level. For example, connect balloons to a bed sheet that has fallen off the bed. At the end of that mission, the balloons raise the bed sheet up back onto the bed, and now that level has been altered, and that stays throughout the rest of the game. So it allows you to access areas that may have previously been inaccessible, and it just kind of gives a sense of story to the game. Now, one of the things that I kind of had a gripe about was where you picked these missions up at that I'm talking about. The birds give you the missions. Now, the birds won't appear until a previous mission has been turned in. The same can't be said for all birds, but the main missions that you need to complete to advance the story does hold true. At first, this was kind of a negative for me because I was going around the levels constantly trying to find the next bird. What I did find out, though, is in the pause screen, you do have a mini-map, and you do have some glowing circles on that mini-map to dictate whereabouts you need to go in the level. So that problem has been solved. Throughout the levels, there are also other secret collectibles that you can find, and they unlock different cosmetics about the game. You can unlock wheel sets, more decks, more clothing for your bird, and one of the best collectibles in the game are mixtapes, because they unlock more of the game's soundtrack, and that's where probably my favorite piece about the game lives. The soundtrack is just chef's kiss. It fits the theme really well. It happens to be a genre that I would listen to outside of the game, so that does help. But for a skating game, it just matches perfectly. Now, that is kind of how the game is structured and what you're going to be doing throughout the game, but let's talk about the gameplay. So the main objective of the gameplay, where you are on the skateboard, that you can't get off, is that you need to navigate the map using the joystick. So you're turning left or right, and you need to push forward or hold the ollie button, which is the A button, to kind of gain some speed and go. Now, in order to get more speed, you need to go up and down ramps, do tricks that increase your fancy meter in the bottom left corner. Now, as your fancy meter fills up, that is where your max speed comes from. So filling that up will allow you to get up some of these really tall ramps and get as much height as you need to make some of these transitions or make some of these grinds that allow you to get to other places. So you constantly need to be doing that in order to keep your speed up. When it comes to having to gather a particularly large score, you're going to want to focus on your comboing. So comboing means that you need to keep on the tricks without having a lot of time in between tricks. And these go for grinds or flips or grabs. You just need to keep constantly doing that to get that combo meter up. And sometimes when you are en route to another ramp, you can use the scream. The bird does scream, and that will kind of keep it going as well. Keeping that up and successfully landing your last trick in that combo and letting that meter run down will lock in your score, and that will then give you those points. Now, unfortunately for me, the skating felt just a little off. It's probably not what you might expect if you've played other skating games growing up. It feels like something is missing. Now, there are a lot of in-game settings that you can adjust. So if you think that you're going too fast or too slow, you can actually increase or decrease that to kind of suit your playstyle. The accessibility options in the game are actually pretty robust, and I was pretty happy finding them. Within those options, you can also set your field of view and how much is being displayed on the screen. This helped me when I did not know about the minimap and I was trying to find birds and seeing maybe collectibles. Increasing that field of view just allowed them to pop out a little sooner rather than later when I was approaching them. If you're having trouble or you just don't want to have to focus on balancing your grinds and your manuals, you can actually turn on infinite balance or adjust them to make them a little easier or harder depending on your wants with the game. As I mentioned at the beginning, there are 5 different levels. I believe that averaged out to 18 to 20 missions on each one, so there's a good amount of content here. It probably took me in the 8 to 10 hour range to do everything and get every collectible in the game, which in turn gave me all the achievements for the game. So achievement hunters will want to make sure that they do everything that is offered. There are no missables. You can go back and select any of the maps at any time and do any missions that you may have left or any collectibles that you need to mop up. So that's not a problem either. All in all, SkateBIRD was actually a fun game. At first, I was a little salty and kind of extreme on my thoughts about the actual gameplay of riding that skateboard and how frustrating it was at times. But in the end, I actually had a good time with SkateBIRD. I would pick it up again, and I think that if you adjust some settings to fit you, that is where you can help it or help yourself enjoy the game a little bit better. But that's what I thought. Again, it is on Game Pass day 1. If you're listening to this right when the game comes out or even close to it, go ahead and check it out on Game Pass and see for yourself. I'll have some numbered review scores on xboxtavern.com where you should check those out. But for now, I've been Corey. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next review. See ya.